Country music icon Carrie Underwood just secured a massive $1 billion legal victory against one of daytime TV's most controversial talk shows, The View, and the fallout is nothing short of explosive. This case didn't just expose cracks in Hollywood's media machine, it shattered them completely. It all started with a single performance that put Underwood in the line of fire. After singing at Donald Trump's second inauguration, she became the target of relentless criticism from The View's outspoken hosts, Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Sunny Hostin. But rather than staying silent, Underwood fought back, filing a lawsuit that uncovered shocking truths about how the media treats public figures. Now, ABC and The View are in full crisis mode, scrambling to contain the damage. With $1 billion on the line and a verdict that could change television forever, the big question remains: how did Carrie Underwood turn the tables and make history? Before we dive back into the story, I'd love to know where you're watching from today. And if you're enjoying these stories, make sure you're subscribed. Tomorrow's special episode is one you definitely don't want to miss. Underwood has always avoided political controversy, but when she announced her performance at the inauguration, she stated it was about unity and looking toward the future. Some fans supported her decision, while others were outraged. The performance itself was meant to be a patriotic moment, but it quickly became a lightning rod for division. While some praised her for staying true to her country roots and keeping politics out of her music, others saw it as an endorsement of Trump's policies. The backlash came swiftly, but nothing compared to what followed. The very next day, The View launched into a full-blown attack. Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, and Sunny Hostin painted her performance as a political statement rather than a simple musical appearance. But they didn't stop there. They made it personal, mocking her intelligence, questioning her values, and insisting she had ruined her career. The hosts even predicted her downfall, claiming Nashville and Hollywood would turn against her, fans would boycott her music, and she had made an irreversible mistake. Within minutes, a simple performance had been turned into a full-scale scandal, leaving Underwood at the center of a media firestorm. At first, Carrie remained silent, but behind the scenes, she was feeling the consequences. Sponsors hesitated, industry insiders gossiped, and the media followed The View's lead, branding her as controversial. What should have been just another performance suddenly threatened to derail her entire career. But instead of fading away, she made a bold decision. She fought back. Let's play a little game. For those reading the comments, type Coca-Cola in the comments. Only those who get to this point will understand. During The View's coverage, Whoopi Goldberg argued that performing at the inauguration meant normalizing Trump. She questioned how someone could claim to love their country while supporting a convicted felon, dismissing Underwood's performance as a mistake. Joy Behar echoed the sentiment, insisting she would never have accepted an invitation to perform. However, Underwood's initial silence wasn't surrender, it was strategy. While the hosts continued their relentless attacks, she watched as the industry shifted around her. Radio stations hesitated to play her songs, brands distanced themselves, and music executives debated whether she had become too controversial for mainstream success. The narrative pushed by The View spread quickly, and the damage to her career was undeniable. But this wasn't just about Underwood. It sparked a much bigger conversation about media bias, cancel culture, and the unchecked influence of talk shows like The View. Fans were divided. Some stood by her, while others distanced themselves. Meanwhile, industry insiders began questioning just how much power media outlets should have in shaping public perception. Was this harsh political criticism, or was it a calculated takedown designed to boost ratings? Then came the bombshell, leaked internal emails from ABC executives. The lawsuit revealed that network higher-ups had actively encouraged the smear campaign against Underwood, not out of journalistic integrity, but for engagement and controversy. According to legal documents, The View's producers knew that targeting a high-profile, conservative-leaning artist would generate headlines, ignite social media outrage, and ultimately drive up their ratings. As these revelations surfaced, the conversation shifted from Underwood's so-called mistake to The View's credibility. Legal analysts, industry professionals, and even rival talk shows started questioning the extent of network influence in deciding who gets cancelled and who gets a platform. What began as an attack on Carrie Underwood had transformed into a full-blown scandal for ABC and The View. As public scrutiny mounted, one thing became clear: this was no longer just about one singer's career, but about the media's role in shaping, and sometimes destroying, public figures for the sake of ratings. Carrie Underwood was quietly planning her next move, one that no one expected. Many hoped society had moved past cancelling people over political differences. Whether it was the Dixie Chicks criticizing George Bush or Carrie Underwood's performance at Donald Trump's inauguration, some believed the best way to protest was by simply not supporting an artist rather than trying to ruin their career. From a business perspective, it wasn't necessarily a bad decision for Underwood either, as 75 million people had voted for Trump, and country artists often leaned conservative. As the media storm surrounding Underwood intensified, it became evident that this wasn't just a celebrity dispute. It was a battle over media ethics and control of public narratives. What began as industry backlash soon turned into a full-scale legal war, one that would permanently alter the landscape of entertainment and journalism. Underwood had endured enough. After months of silence, she decided to fight back, not just for herself, but for the integrity of the industry she had worked so hard to build. She filed a defamation lawsuit against The View, targeting both the hosts and the network for orchestrating a smear campaign against her. However, this case wasn't just about reclaiming her reputation. It was about challenging the foundations of cancel culture and media manipulation. In her legal complaint, Underwood accused The View hosts of spreading false and malicious statements that severely damaged her career and reputation. But the case quickly escalated beyond a personal dispute when her legal team uncovered shocking evidence of an organized effort by the show's producers and network executives to capitalize on the controversy for financial gain. Internal emails and memos revealed that ABC higher-ups had encouraged the public shaming of Underwood, knowing it would drive engagement and ratings. These documents proved that The View's producers had intentionally fueled outrage over Underwood's inauguration performance, fully aware it would create a social media firestorm and boost viewership. It was never about journalistic integrity. It was all about numbers. As the case unfolded, even more disturbing details emerged. Witnesses testified that Underwood had been the target of coordinated media attacks, with the network deliberately using her as a pawn in a political agenda designed to sow division rather than report facts. What had started as a celebrity controversy had evolved into a national debate about media ethics, manipulation, and the power of networks to control public perception. With each revelation, pressure on ABC and The View grew. What initially seemed like a personal conflict had become a full-blown crisis, raising serious questions about the credibility of one of America's most influential talk shows. The lawsuit was no longer just about Underwood's career. It had become a symbol of resistance against the toxic power structures in modern media. Carrie Underwood wasn't just fighting for herself anymore. She was fighting to change the rules of the game. And with every legal move, it became clear that she was determined to win. What are your thoughts on this debate? Let us know in the comments, and if you found this story interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates.